Let me read you part of what Trump's statement was, and then we'll talk about it, okay? The names on this letter are the ones the American people should look to for answers on why the world is a mess. And we thank them for coming forward so everyone in the country knows who deserves the blame for making the world such a dangerous place. They are nothing more than the failed Washington elite looking to hold on to their power, and it's time they are held accountable for their actions, end quote. What do you think of that?
I think it would be better to have not issued a statement and simply ignored it and moved on. Yesterday he had a good speech on the economy. He could build on that and get in an argument with Hillary Clinton. It's best for him not to continue to get into arguments with fellow Republicans. His opposition to the Iraq war, which began in a year and a half after the war began, is not a strong point with Republicans. Most Republicans supported the war in Iraq and still believe, despite all the mistakes and despite all the treasure expended in it, they still believe that it was the right thing to do, and they stand by the president who prosecuted that war. And so,
but when you're the Republican, I get it. But when you're the Republican,
Trump, I'd move on.
Yeah, I get the point you're making. But if you're the Republican, I mean, you have 50 sign this letter. You have to say something about it, right?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Just move on. Because, look, here's the deal. Do you want to stay stuck in an argument with your fellow Republicans, or do you want to have an argument with the Democrat that you could win? Let me give you just one example. Yesterday, Hillary Clinton, in her response to Donald Trump, said, oh, look, John McCain's advisor wrote a report on Trump's economic plan and said it would cost 3.5 million jobs. And he's obviously not a partisan. Well, it's Mark Zandi, who supports Hillary Clinton, has given her a campaign contribution, and more important than that, wrote a glowing report saying that Barack Obama's stimulus bill would solve all of our problems immediately. He could have gone straight back at her. Rather than talking about the 50 Republicans, he could have gone back at her saying, yeah, she quotes approvingly a guy critical of me who said Barack Obama's stimulus spending program was going to solve all of our problems, and it obviously didn't. That's the argument that he wants to be making, not the argument with fellow Republicans.
But he's going to say, I'm filling up these rooms across the country from people who are tired of those ways. So well, in effect, it probably plays to his advantage. Go on that.
You know what? You know what? I'm not certain that it does. I mean, you know, they are for him. They're not against other people. If you said to people, do you oppose the people who stood with Bush on the Iraq war, I bet you most of those people would say, no, no, no. I like Donald Trump for what he says he's going to do, not for criticism of what Republicans have done in the past. And again, maybe I'm wrong on this. And if it's true, great. Go have an argument with 50 Republican foreign policy leaders. But again, they're not on the ballot. Hillary Clinton is. And I'd rather, if I were him, have the argument with Hillary Clinton than with fellow Republicans.